Hello everyone and welcome to Day Trader S&P 500. Today is Friday, May 24th. It's Memorial Day weekend. Happy 3-day weekend to those of you who get Monday off. And we want to get all of our YouTube subscribers, as usual, caught up with our newsletter subscribers. I want to take a look at the S&P 500 cash market. This is a weekly chart, and we're going to look at the expanded flat B wave, which once it moved above this high here, back here, we moved this to off of preferred status into alternate count. Okay, as longtime subscribers know, I never make an inverted flat or expanded flat a primary wave count because most of the time they don't work out. So once this moved above the start of wave A, at this 48.18, we moved this to alternate status. We kept the calculations there, or the targets, if you will. B waves usually run between or to the 1.272 to the 1.414 multiples. Okay, so those have remained, excuse me, for several months here. Okay, and it hit right in between them. I think that high right there is still 53.41. It was attained. It actually hit the 1.382 the other day, but moved higher than that. So wanted to draw your attention to that expanded flat B wave count. Of course, if it's in play, C will go to or below the wave A low. Okay, so that while it's alternate status, it's still on the table. Okay, we moved it back to alternate. Okay, let's look at the ES here. If I can get into a daily chart here, a lot going on this chart. Okay, and we had that move up from this 47.02 low back in January. All right, there was all of our upside triggers again at futures $50 a point. You can see if you added a contract at each one of the upside triggers, what you would have gotten into that high. Okay, so that was all of that gain right there, totaled up each one. Whoops, keep that arrow in between there. Since then we had a decline and we started another one. We have upside and downside triggers and targets from there too. We'll get into that in a second, but this is a bigger picture look on a daily chart of the E-mini futures up in that April high, then a decline, and then a move up to higher highs, and we can count 1, 2, 3, possibly 4 and 5 in there. Okay, let's move a little bit closer from the daily into the hourly. I'm going to go back here. There's that 514 May 14th low. Okay, we got a 1 down, 2 up, a 3 down, a long and sideways 4 here, and then 5 waves up for what might be 5. Okay, the thing is here, this wave 3 I think is a total of 3 points less than wave 1. So what we put out is since 3 wasn't as big as 1 by 3 points, then 5 will be less than 1. Okay, 3 cannot be the shortest, but it can be shorter than 1 as long as 5 is shorter than 3, if that makes sense. Okay, so there was the 5 target at 53.91, but we said it'll probably fall short. So far so good. I think that's 53.68 as of yesterday. Okay, and then we've got a decline, so we'll see how that works out. It looked like this move up was going to be a 3.35. We could see that better on a shorter term chart, but that's what we're looking at there. Still don't have that signal for a change in trend. We never did get one. We got 3/5 of the way there, 60%, but never totally played out. We're still looking for it every day, as we have been since the October low, going all the way back to that October low right there. Anyway, I regress. Let me, there is that hourly chart that we just explained where 3 is a little bit shorter than 1, and here we go with that long 4. And that is at the high, or is it going to go higher? We will see. Or did that 3 extend? All those are on the table, if you will. Okay, let's go from the hourly. Let's look down now at the 10-minute. And you can see this playing out. We'll make this full screen so we can see it better, okay? There we've got that 1 up, 2 down. This is a different way to count it with a 3 up here. And then you can see, again, it's hard to sneak a triangle or a 4th wave by me. That's obviously an expanding triangle 4. You can work your, if you can identify 4s, you can work your way backwards from 4 and predict the 5. You just got to count back 3, 2, 1. Okay. Anyway, and then we had the 4 could either be here, and there's another 4 here. That's within a point of each other. Okay, this could be 3, and you can count all of this as 4 down to the 5306. Then we had that 5 wave advance. We put out a report. We have an upside trigger and a limited upside target, and a downside trigger and further downside targets. And this is getting a little ahead because we put this out before this chart was here. I can show you guys on the other reports where we were looking at the Fibonacci retracements of this 5 wave advance from this May 14th low. Okay, so we'll get into that real quickly. Jumped a little ahead there, but let's get into that afternoon report yesterday before it actually hit our targets. And here was that chart. Before that moved down, we had upside trigger, upside target, downside trigger, downside targets. And these targets were the retracements of this 5 wave advance from the May 14th low up to that 53.68 high. Okay. And let me see what else we have. There's the short-term trigger, short-term target, not much, you know, like 8 points, less than 8 points. And then we had the short-term trigger, short-term targets. Okay, we're looking at hours for these short-term triggers and targets. Okay, that was the afternoon report on May 13th. And then we can get into the, May 23rd. Then we can get into the post-market. And here it is here. Make sure, yeah, post-market yesterday. There was a 618 retrace target, and there was a direct hit within a 1.25, I believe it is right there. Okay, so there was our trigger and targets. That one was activated, and that one was achieved. Had a lower one down there at 786. So that's what's going on there. Very short term. Our scalpers and our day traders love these. This monthly subscription with the daily reports, sometimes more than once a day. And there's where the short-term trigger was activated, and there is the targets that were achieved, and that one was within so many points, 1. Okay, so that's what we got on that. And if we'll go back and look at that chart, we can see this playing out. It's about 1:30 Eastern here on Friday, and this thing is playing out, and now we've got a retrace going up. We don't have 5 waves down here. It's hard to count that as 5, so we'll have to watch this play out. See if this breaks that low or breaks up that high. That trigger is still alive, if you will. We'll see if this was just a perfect 618 and we go up to higher highs, which is very possible. Okay, we'll let the market tell us what it's going to do. And again, we look at that very short term 1 to 10 minute charts to see our entries, exits, our triggers and targets, and go from there. Okay, I'll leave you guys with this here. Okay, this is what's in play, and we'll see how this plays out here. Again, this is the downtrend. I don't know if that's a completed 5 waves or not. It doesn't really appear like it. It looks like a 1, 2, 3, like it's an ABC. Okay, and then there's a move up, but a move above 53.68 gets us to the higher target. Obviously, a move below here gets us below that target, that trigger. And on the bigger picture, for the change in trend, we've been needing to see a move below this 49.6350 low. Okay, we got the first 3 steps here, then we had a retrace up, then we needed the 4th step and the 5th step, and they didn't happen. So we're still looking at an upward trend, and unless or until we get a signal, a full signal of a change in trend, it still remains up. We'll watch it. We're ready for either way. We'll have our triggers and our targets both to the upside and the downside, and these short-term ones are working out really good for the short-term traders. Okay, you guys have a wonderful holiday weekend, and until next time, take care, everyone.